Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, breaking news, but this was not unexpected. The PBC has officially announced a deal with Amazon and Prime Video to carry their pay-per-views. Jay, this is a big deal. We know and we had heard that they were considering someone like Netflix. That was a rumor. But it hasn't materialized yet. The one that was always on the table was Amazon, and we believe that this was going to, materialize at some point. It was just a matter of time before the PBC announced it, and they have officially announced it today. So this is big news for boxing. I know a lot of people were speculating, maybe they weren't going to go on to Amazon Prime. Maybe they didn't have a deal. I have been on the record on our live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, and we had this particular live stream with Jake Donovan, that there was no way that Al Heyman did not know where the PBC was going. This was something that was probably in the works for quite some time, and it just surfaced when Showtime announced that they were no longer going to be in boxing, which was also pretty easy to conclude. So I'm excited about it. We are coming off probably the biggest year in boxing. It didn't exactly end the way that we expected it, but still the biggest year in boxing. And it looks like Al Heyman has done it again, Jay. So this is, I would say, we know that Amazon Prime is doing some things right now with the NFL. This is their second step, I would imagine, because I don't know of anything else that they're currently doing relative to sports. But they're now stepping into the realm of boxing for PBC live pay-per-views. Jay, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm happy about it. I'm excited because now we can get the next chips to start, the next dominoes to start falling. We've been waiting on this to see what other fights are going to start coming in January. January is less than 4 weeks away, basically. I anticipate probably announcement in the next couple of weeks. That might be our little Christmas gift from Al Heyman and PBC, letting us know what fights might be happening in January and in February. We know about the pending rematch and information for a Spence and a Crawford and all the rumors about other fighters on the PBC side. But this is a good step in the right direction to be officially announced. Like you said, we had heard about it a little while ago, but we don't want to really pump anything out there until it's actually official, and now it's official. So I'm happy about that. Now I did notice on their banner on PBC's Twitter that it says, Prime Video is set to become the home of PBC's pay-per-view events, championship bouts, behind the scenes, dossiers, and more. So now I'm wondering, is it just going to be pay-per-view, or are we going to get, the regular, kind of like Showbox and HBO After Dark type stuff for the other fighters that aren't going to be on pay-per-view? Because everyone's not going to be paying a pay-per-view every week for any sport, for that matter. So that's going. I think that leads more credence to what you're saying, that your thoughts as far as they're going to be on multiple platforms possibly. So the other platforms may have the regular fights, and that's not pay-per-view. But either way, this is a good step in the right direction, and it's a long time coming.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily my thoughts. That's something that I had heard, that it was going to be probably on multiple platforms, similar to what we saw back in like 2014, 2015 with the PBC. I don't know that for sure. It's just something that I had heard in conversation. So it's interesting. I'm glad that the PBC has gone ahead and announced this. I think it was important for people to understand where PBC was going. A lot we've heard, I'm not going to say a name, but we've heard boxers say that things have been held up in regards to fights being announced because they don't have a deal yet. And to me, that was ridiculous. Yep. There's no way that Al Heyman at that point, at this juncture in the game, did not have a deal pending, if not already signed. There was no way that was not the case, right? They're going to have a deal in place. So there's really no reason why the negotiations couldn't move forward with boxers as it stands today, at least in my mind, because, okay, so you don't have you can still determine what the location is going to be, what the splits are going to be, so forth and so on. You just don't necessarily know exactly what platform is going to be on. But why does that stop negotiations? In my mind, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm glad that now this is out there. So no longer can anybody make an excuse in regards to why fights have not been announced yet. And to your point, I would suspect that they're going to now start to announce fights. Now, it makes sense to me why PBC is not announcing fights at this juncture, right? Because if they haven't announced where they're going to actually broadcast their fights, then of course they're not going to they're not going to announce a fight, right? So that makes sense to me. Now, the other thing that I'm thinking about, Jay, and I know, I mean, and maybe I'm thinking about this a little bit too deeply. Guys, when you watch this video, you tell me if I'm thinking about it a little too deeply. But for those of us who watch boxing, it's going to be very easy for us to find where the boxing is because we're always looking for the news associated with the boxing, right? And we're here as a channel to also help to disseminate that news. But what about the casual fans? You know, are the casual fans really going to find boxing? Like, how is Amazon going to play in this in terms of promoting the fights, right? Are they going to be pushing these things out to the millions of people that have Amazon Prime? I'm assuming so. And a lot of people claim that there's a ton of people with Amazon Prime. I don't know how many people are with Amazon Prime. Maybe there's a bunch of people with Amazon Prime. I have no idea, but I'm just wondering, how will the promotional aspect work now? How will the marketing aspect work now? How will you push it out to people so that they get access to this? And if it's such a great idea, which I'm sure it is, if it's such a great idea, then why wasn't it already in play for PBC from years ago if Amazon Prime is this huge outlet and potential for them to get so many new people into boxing, so many new eyes on the product? Why wasn't this something that they had done in the past? So I'm not sure exactly how big of a deal it is in terms of how they're going to disseminate their product, but maybe it is. And maybe I'm thinking about it a little bit too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they probably were waiting just because they had to go through all the other deals they had with Showtime. You know, they had to honor that contract and whatnot. And plus, they were being kind of standoffish as far as going to an app, because other companies have tried to do the app and it didn't look the best. They just probably didn't have the right platform for the app. You know, I'm not going to say no names, you know, those other companies, but I think this will be a good look as far as Amazon, because Amazon is basically in damn near every home. And
so 67% of homes have Amazon Prime.
See, that's to my point. It's like, even though I don't watch the NFL, it comes up all the time whenever we're on Prime. I'm on Prime. It's always, you know, it's a ticker up there. It's always, it's always intriguing, you know. So I think boxing is going to do that as well. We'll just have to see how it works. You know, how is it going to be the same type of price point? You know, is it going to be kind of like the Zone where you have it and you pay extra, or are they going to do regular fights? You know, we have to see more information that comes out as far as like what they're going to do with their overall broadcast. If it's just strictly pay-per-view, or they're going to be kind of like a Zone model. Since you already have Amazon, you're going to get these other fights on there as well, and how the money's going to be allocated and things of that nature there. But I think it's a step in the right direction. To your point, you know, we always said that this ain't something that's going to be done, a type of deal that's going to be done the last minute. You know, that, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm going. Please accept this deal. You know, we know this has been in the works for a while. It just took till now for them to announce it. They felt this was the time for them to announce it, and so be it. But I'm excited for this. We're good to see the next step where PBC fights who's going to be fighting next on their brand.
Yeah, so I was just looking up some stats here very quickly that are kind of interesting. So I can't find anything from Showtime from 2022, but last reported Showtime was in about 27 million homes. Comparatively, as I just mentioned, Amazon 76 million homes, HBO Max 96 million homes. But it would seem like to me where you really want to be, Jay, is like the ABCs and CBSs of the world that are in approximately 97-98% of homes.
Yeah.
So, and it's over 300 million Americans. So if I'm trying to do something multi-platform, I would love to be on ABC or CBS or something like that. That's where you want to try to get your product. But this is a great start from the PBC. Al Heyman does it again. Al Heyman does it again. I know people are going to think that we're a PBC channel because I say that, but I have a lot of appreciation for a guy like Al Heyman and everybody that's in boxing that's, you know, helping to move the sport forward. And of course, people are going to get pissed at that, but that's okay as well. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this big news. The PBC is now on Amazon, pay-per-views at least. We'll see what happens with the rest of the content. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.